What's good? What's really, really good? It's your boy, Aaron Bevins, the millennial entrepreneur. And I'm really excited about today's show because we're going to be talking about how to build and scale your business to six figures with predictability. And I'm going to be talking with somebody who I'm working closely with. He's somebody who helps lead the way in one of our businesses, and his name is Hitch Pinnick. Hitch Pinnick, how in the world are you doing today, my guy?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm blessed and highly favored, man. Today is another wonderful day in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, bro. I'm definitely happy to be alive today and happy to keep moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to get to know a little bit about Hitch, what he's got going on, and how you can scale your business and how we can help you scale your business to six figures, multiple six figures and beyond with predictability and profitability. Right after this intro, let's get it.
We made it, that's facts, ayy. We the greatest, that's facts, ayy. Prices raising, that's facts, ayy. That's right. But we paid it, that's facts, ayy. I did. They hate it, that's facts, ayy. Cause we changing, that's facts, ayy. We did. Can't blame them, that's facts, ayy. Cause we made it, that's facts, ayy. Cherry on top, that's a goat, yeah. Where you been, I wanna know, yeah. Greatest story ever told, yeah. Greatest story ever told, yeah. I know you wanna look up for this. Baby, let me turn you up a bit. You said you made it through hell and back. Give me the scoop, baby, tell the facts. Don't be shy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So before we even get into the nitty gritty and instructional, tangible value for everybody, Hitch, how did you stumble on the world of real estate and wholesaling? How'd you come into this industry?
So it's weird, right? Because I've done sales for like 10 years. I started off when I was 18. My aunt called me up one day and she was like, "Hey, man, I got this wonderful opportunity. I want you to jump on." And I was like, okay, sounds good. I was like, all right, you're my aunt, so I guess it's cool. So she talked to me, and it was this platform called World Ventures. And so what I did is I was doing that for a while, and I was going to big events, and I was going to listen to people on stage, and I've invested a lot of money and a lot of money and a lot of money. And what I realized is like one thing they taught me is that I have to invest in myself. So over the years, from being 18, now I just turned 29 last Friday, from that time frame, I realized that sales was really it for me. And I wanted to do real estate a couple of years ago. I bought the test and everything, but the tests were hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. And so at that time, it just wasn't it for me. I was like, you know what? I don't think that real estate is where I need to be right now. This was 5 years ago. I was like, I don't think real estate is where I need to be right now. I need to find something else in sales to get myself up there because real estate was just a little bit harder for me at the time. Mm-hmm. So I started doing sales in the mall. I started doing sales like drop shipping. I started doing sales in different places and doing different things like cold calling people. And then one day, I'd actually lost my job in the mall. I'd switched out and I was like, you know what, man, I need a job. And so I worked for another company selling water softeners. And then I lost that job. So I called up my boy. I was like, hey, bro, I need a job. And he was like, I got you. Let's go. He's like, I'm doing wholesales. Me, I'm thinking wholesale means like I'm going to go buy a bunch of stuff in bulk. Like I was doing at the mall and I'm going to go flip it. And I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. I'm down. So I go to his office. Bro, tell me why I feel like I got looped into something. I was like, what the heck is this? And it was real estate. It was wholesale real estate. And he plugged me in to this platform that he was working with. And I tell you what, it's crazy because he literally had this team just walk me through the whole thing and literally carry me through it. And it was almost like it was second nature. And ever since then, I've been going with it. It's fun.
Let me ask you this, bro. What is the biggest deal that you've closed? Gross revenue. Just give me the gross revenue on it.
So the gross revenue, the biggest one that I closed personally, I only got 5,000 from it, but that's because we had some liens that we didn't know about, and title didn't tell us until later because they didn't find out until later. But the deal overall itself was 36. It was supposed to be a $60,000 to $70,000 deal, but because of those liens, it ended up being like a $40,000 or $50,000 deal.
Yeah. So here's what's cool about Hitch, y'all. Hitch is an entrepreneur, right? And an entrepreneur is somebody who gets paid on a similar philosophy as an entrepreneur, but works in the business, right? Isn't the one who started the business. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because without an entrepreneur's vision can never be achieved. The entrepreneur, in addition to that, is probably one of the more strategic places to be in the world of capitalism, because an entrepreneur typically gets all of the benefits of being an entrepreneur, or many of the benefits of being an entrepreneur, but without the risk, right? And so that's what Hitch is, and Hitch leads a sales team in a wholesaling business. And so that's why, and how many deals would you say you've done, since starting in wholesaling, Hitch?
So it's crazy because I've only been doing wholesale since June of 2024 this year. And I've already closed personally 3 deals and overall 5 deals.
Dope. I love it. And so what has been the biggest challenge for you in wholesaling up until now?
Actually, this is a very, very good question. The biggest challenge that I've had was getting all the criteria that's needed for people who have heirs. So when someone dies in a property, or not dies in a property, but when someone owns a property and they die, the structure and the way you have to go about it, getting all the information that you need for the people who it's passed down to. Some of these families nowadays don't even talk to each other. Some of them, just having to go out and get all the information that you need from who the family is passed down to has been the biggest struggle that I think I've had to face in wholesale so far.
Yeah. So those of you that don't know what he's talking about, it's whenever a deal goes into probate and you want to circumvent the probate, you can circumvent the probate process and go into court, and that multiple month-long process by doing what's called an affidavit of heirship. But in order to do that, every person who has a vested interest in that property has to sign off on this document. And yeah, it can be difficult to get all the different family members and people involved in one accord. So yeah, 100%, bro. So let me ask you this, Hitch. Why did you choose to work with the superhuman community and me, and as a coach, to help us grow this organization? Why'd you choose to work with us? So those of you that don't know, again, Hitch has only been doing this for a small amount of time, but he's been seeing a lot of success since him getting started, because he's a great salesperson. He's an incredible entrepreneur. And so he's going to be helping me as our lead and head consultant for the superhuman community. And so he's somebody you're going to see a lot of. He's somebody who has he's going to play a major part in what we're doing organizationally. So Hitch, back to the question, why'd you choose to work with me and work so closely with me in the superhuman wholesalers community?
Well, Aaron, that's a good question. And I have the perfect answer. Me personally, whenever I've done work with people, I look for, anytime I've always been in a job, I've always looked for the boss. Okay. Anytime I've worked at a company, I've always been cool with the boss. I've always tried to talk to the boss, pick the boss's brain, right? And so anytime I come into a place of sales, or come into a place of work, I'm always looking to talk to the person who has the most experience. And it's not because, actually it's because I want to pick their brain. I want to get to know what they're doing, how they're doing what they're doing, and how they got to where they are today. So the reason I chose y'all is because I went to an event that y'all had, and it was, I can't remember exactly the name of the event, but I went to an event that y'all had, and you were the last person that I had heard before I left. And so the story that you had meant so much to me, because your story, the whole thing you said, was not even about real estate. It was about mindset. One thing that people fail to realize is, I don't care how good you are at anything you do. If you don't have a good mindset, you're never going to succeed. You could be the best at anything that you do, but if your mindset is trash, you are not going to succeed. So I like how you started implementing your mindset, making sure you get enough sleep, making sure you're eating right, making sure you're doing the behind the scenes steps to make sure that you get what you need. Because it's easy, well, it seems hard, but it's not. It's easy to actually to find the map that someone has laid out for you. But what's not easy is making sure that your discipline every single day is up to par. And that's one thing that you taught. So it stood out to me. And so working with you was something that I really wanted to do because I knew that you had a bigger vision and it wasn't just about the money, because we know the money's going to come. I don't look for people who are just about the money, because if I only hunger for the money, then what happens when the money's gone? Then I'm screwed.
Yeah. 100%. If you have the vision, the money's guaranteed, right? If you have the right vision and you can stick with it long enough, the money is virtually guaranteed. So I love that. So let me ask you this. What advice would you give to new wholesalers who are getting into the game and they are inspired by you? They're inspired by seeing these lives and people who are coming into the game and within a few months, doing deals, making money. And maybe it seems a little bit discouraging or far-fetched that, they're excited about it, but they might be a little bit on the fence. What advice would you have for those people?
Well, Aaron, the best advice that I would give people is to follow a proven system. So a lot of these people, they jump in there and they get this shiny object syndrome. I never knew what shiny object syndrome was until I started doing it. And I started realizing that we have this thing that we just want to go here, there. Yeah. This looks good. That looks good. That looks great. So my best advice is find the niche that you're good at when it comes to wholesales and real estate, and stick with it before you diversify. Never quit. My 3 famous words that I like to say is pay attention, get excited, and never quit. That's the best advice I can give to anybody, because if you're not excited about what you're doing and you're not paying attention and you decide to quit, you're never going to get anywhere. So you have to stay excited. You have to find something that makes you excited about what you're doing. You have to pay attention to everything that people are telling you. Even if you don't remember everything, find a way to memorize it, find a place to put it, input it in the system, and then you cannot quit. Because once you quit, usually the stories that I hear is people quit right before they reach the goal. I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but there's a story in Think and Grow Rich, it's a book about a guy who was gold mining, and he literally was digging for a long time. He found professional diggers, professional gold miners, and I tell you what, his something derby, he literally quit 3 feet from where the gold was. He sold the property, ran out, and then next thing you know, 2 people, these other guys come in, and these guys didn't know what they were doing. They came in there and they dug 3 more feet, boom, they hit the gold rush. Yeah. So he never quit.
100%. And he vowed, after he found out that in that same vein that he was mining, that they struck gold, he vowed never to give up 3 feet from gold again. He applied it to his new stream of income, and he ended up being incredibly relentless. And so I love that in regards to don't quit. Don't quit. If you feel like quitting, it's probably because you're very, very near to the blessings. 100%. My dad used to tell me nature teaches us lessons. And one of the things we learn from nature is that day follows night, no matter what, right? And but it gets even more granular than that, and that is the twilight it typically follows the darkest time of night. Right? Isn't that something? So day always follows night, and light typically comes after the darkest time period in the day. And so whenever we're struggling in business or in life, or we're beset by drama on the path towards achieving our ideal outcome, that's not the time to quit. That's the time where you should have already anticipated this, right? Night is going to come. So here's what we learn from nature. Night is going to come. It's going to come. The second thing is it's going to get really dark. It's going to get really, really dark. But here's the next thing. that light follows the darkness. But we have the tendency as people, Hitch, don't you agree with this? We have the tendency to believe that because it's dark right now, it's always going to be dark. Or because it's bad right now, it's always going to be bad. Right? Like, no, that's not the case, right? This will happen. Yeah, and this will change, right? So good advice. Hitch, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on and dropping value. You know, we're going to be doing a lot more of these, me and you. People are going to be seeing a lot more of you. And so I'm really excited to allow people to use my platform to share you with everybody. And but in the meantime, how can people find you if they want to connect with you, Hitch?
So you can find me on Instagram at Hitch Fame. You can find me on Facebook at Hitch Pinnock. And then you can find me on my email is richhitch29@gmail.com. Reach out to me anytime you need something. And then you can also what's it called? I also have a TikTok, but I'm building that right now, so that will be soon.
Yeah, and so what we'll do, y'all, we'll put all of Hitch's handles in the comment section, and we'll pin it. That way everybody can see it. Go follow my guy. He's doing this business for real. He's based out of San Antonio, Texas. He's helping us take the lead with the superhuman wholesaler community, and you're going to be seeing a lot more of them. Mark my words. With that said, thank you guys for coming through on today's live and showing love. Make sure to drive home safe. Love on your loved ones because tomorrow's not promised. Brush your teeth and don't smack nobody. Have an incredible day. We'll see y'all on the next live. Deuces.
We made it, that's facts, ayy. We the greatest, that's facts, ayy. Prices raising, that's facts, ayy. That's right. But we paid it, that's facts, ayy. I did. They hate it, that's facts, ayy. Cause we changing, that's facts, ayy. We did. Can't blame them, that's facts, ayy. Cause we made it, that's facts, ayy. Cherry on top, that's a goat, yeah. Where you been, I wanna know, yeah. Greatest story ever told, yeah. Greatest story ever told, yeah. I know you wanna look up for this. Baby, let me turn you up a bit.